Taking a professional photo takes a lot more work than people may anticipate. There are several vital steps, including appearance, camera quality and settings, and photo editing, that are very important to the photo process. And people don't even know about these important steps. Today I'll be going through these steps to make sure that you are ready to take some fantastic photos. First, when you're getting your client ready, it's important to make sure that they have the right clothes on for the pictures. If they're wearing patterns, it'll look bad on camera and often make the client look like a weird shape that they are not, which then results in them being unhappy with the photos you've taken. I would tell a client to wear colors that they typically get complimented in when they're wearing them. Something that's flattering on them, but not too much of a statement. Of course, your client wants people to think that they have good fashion sense, but this is about emphasizing their facial features more than their clothing. Of course, this is different if you're doing a shoot for a clothing or apparel store. If the shoot does happen to be for a clothing store to advertise their clothing, have the supervisor choose the most versatile and least busy pieces for the shoot while still representing their clothing well. This can be hard to arrange, so it's important that the supervisor has not only a good fashion sense, but also has a basic grasp and understanding of picture taking. Neutrals that contrast with the subject's skin or deep colors will look best in these kinds of shoots. If the shoot is individual portraits, such as pictures for graduation announcement, I would tell the client to choose something that will not likely go out of style, but something that they also love and that suits their personality so that it'll stand out in these pictures. I would tell clients to wear a nice blue or green color if their eyes are either of these colors so that their eyes will stand out in the photos. When it comes to makeup and hair, I tell the clients to keep it as simple as they can. They don't want to go back and look at these memories and all that they're thinking about is, wow, I caked on so much makeup before these pictures. I would say to wear just the right amount of makeup to where it emphasizes your features, but does not make you look like someone you are not. Same goes for hair. Unnatural curls are not flattering. The client should have waved curls or nicely straightened hair, not too perfectionist with the flat iron either. I could go on about looks for the client, but these details will set a good foundation for getting started in professional photography. Now you have to think about where you are shooting and what the lighting is like. Make sure that you're not shooting somewhere that's too awfully busy, because most clients will not want random strangers in the background of their pictures, because either they or maybe their grandma is gonna put these pictures up on their wall and they want to see themselves and not these random people that they don't know. Fields or nice, calm town settings can be really good for these types of photo shoots. Lighting is probably the most important factor of photography. If it's too dark, you obviously won't be able to see the subject. However, if it's too sunny, you again will not be able to see the subject because they will be so overexposed that they look just like a big shiny blob. The best photos are taken in gloomy weather. Not too sunny and not too cloudy, but still perfectly lit outside. With the perfect gloom, you and your camera can work together to accomplish great lighting and come up with a fantastic photograph. This should be mastered also at the right time of day. Typically, ideal photo light is either after the sunrise or before the sunset. Therefore, most of the time leaving right before sunset, because after sunrise is usually too early for either your client or maybe even yourself as the photographer, or a lot of times even both of you. You also need to take into consideration the camera that you're using. For the optimum photo quality, I would suggest using a DSLR. There are many that I could list, but we'd be here all day. I would suggest using a Canon or a Nikon or a Fuji, something similar to those models. The actual DSLR model can vary, but the lens will be your best friend. Lenses make a world of a difference in photos and even in videos. If you're doing portraits, having a 50mm close-up wide shot lens will be perfect for a beautiful crisp image. But sticking with the classic 18 to 50mm lens will also be a good option for portraits. Now that you have your camera body and lens, it's time to mess around with the actual camera settings. Depending on the lighting, you'll need to mess around with the ISO, with the function settings, the focal settings, and sometimes even the aperture and shutter speed. These will all help optimize the brightness and darkness of your camera. Now that your client is photo ready and you have your camera and everything together, it's time to go out and take some pictures. You can edit them in one of your favorite editing softwares. My favorite are Adobe Lightroom and VSCO. I pay for both of them, but there is a free version with VSCO, and I highly recommend that one. It's really good. For my visual aid, I wanted to show you some of my favorite camera tools and prints. This is my Nikon D3200. I use this to take all kinds of pictures, such as these two that I actually took in one of my favorite cities, New York City. And I also took this photo with my iPhone XR, and the image quality is really nice. So I also recommend investing in a nice phone if you don't have the money for a DSLR. Thank you.